What is going on, faithful? How are you feeling? That was an ugly way to start off the season. It really was. But you know what? It is done. It's over with. It is not the end of the world. We're 0-1, you guys. We're 0-1. Okay. Not that bad. Was that a game we should have won? Yes. But it's not like we're saying we're 0-4. Okay. So keep your chin up. Let's get to it. We got Seattle, huge game, huge rivalry between these two teams, and you know me. If you're a longtime faithful, you want to beat the heck out of this team, okay? And I do think we can, and I do think we will win this game, okay? So don't freak out too much. But before we get into the expectations against the Seattle game, I do want to list a few things that happened during the Chicago game. And I know you guys are tired of talking about that game or even thinking about it, just like I am. But let's have some clarity here, okay? Offensively, we moved the ball. Okay, we had 330 yards compared to their 206 yards. But the thing that killed us was the 12 penalties. We gave up so much yardage due to penalties. We also had two turnovers, and one was in the red zone, so that killed us as well. Defensively, we did great. The first half, we looked phenomenal. Okay, the second half, I remember we stopped them two times on a third down conversions, which was negated by penalties, which led to them scoring a touchdown. So penalties killed us, kind of like in the old days, but kind of like as of recent seasons. Penalties are killing us. We need to stop that. Okay. But honestly, our defense, it looks pretty solid and it needs to translate going to the Seattle game. And it's very important because Seattle, they have two rookie tackles, one on each side on offense that we need to expose. They did not get exposed against the Denver Broncos. Honestly, they look pretty good. They look pretty good. Bradley Chubb was not a factor in that game. Bradley Chubb's a defensive player for the Denver Broncos. He was not a factor in that game until the fourth quarter. So, one key matchup that I see coming into this game is Nick Bosa. Okay, huge key factor. Kinlaw did great. Armstead did good. Kinlaw even had a block punt against the Chicago Bears game, but Nick Bosa needs to set the tone early. Okay, he needs to expose those rookie tackles so we could get pressure into Geno. Geno did not have a lot of pressure that game. Really, what I saw was that Seattle was kind of running a 49ers Jimmy G offense. Okay, what I mean by that is that it was very quick. It was a very fast-paced offense. Let's get the ball out of Geno's hands as fast as we can, and let's run as well. So they established a run game. Rashad Penny looked great. He looked great out there. He really did. And I hate to say it. I hate to say that he does because he's with Seattle, but I can't deny that he is an athlete. Okay, our rush defense. Let's see how it compares up uh to this team without a monsoon out there on the field. And yes, I know. I'm recording Thursday night. Yes, I'm recording Thursday night. And right now it's an 84% chance of rain during the game. But don't worry, this is California rain. It is not going to be that crazy Chicago rain that we saw week one. So conditions are by far a lot better. It won't be what it was this past Sunday. Okay. So we need to stop that run game. And if we do, we have to make sure that Bosa applies pressure to Geno. Geno looked great the first half. He really did. But in the second half of the game, he barely competed for 50 yards. So if we could expose that early, I think we could wrap up the game pretty good. I know it's not going to be a blowout. I will say that right now the spread has gone down to I think 8.5 points favoring the Niners, and it's going to be a close game. It's a rivalry game, and these guys are going to dog it out. They're going to duke it out all game long. I'm projecting the Niners to win 24-17. It will be a close game, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully the Niners do blow them out, but I don't think that will happen just because of the past. We do have to fix our record against the Seattle Seahawks. I can't stand talking about them. I can't stand the name of that team cut out of my mouth. I hope you guys feel the same way too. But there's a lot going to this game. And the last thing we need is to start off 0-2, which I don't think we are. Like I said, I do think we will win this game. But the following week, we do got the Denver Broncos, meet up against Russell Wilson, which I wasn't too impressed in. He didn't play horribly, but the play calling was not there. So I got more trust into Shanahan, and honestly, the Broncos did very well. They did very well. They moved the ball as well. But guess what? They also had 12 penalties, which cost them so many yards. I think right before the first half, they had close to 100 yards that they have given up and just gave to Seattle. I mean, Seattle was just moving the ball due to penalties, and I'm not trying to bash on them. Okay, they played pretty well, but they also set a record, first time in NFL history that they forced a turnover in the 1 yard line and recover. I think it was a 1 yard line, but right there in the red zone where they forced a turnover and they recovered. So those are two scoring drives or two scoring opportunities that the Broncos did not capitalize on, which the Niners can't afford not to do. So the Niners is going to be a different story here. Okay, we are going to have the weapons. We don't have Elijah Mitchell. That was a huge hit for us, but we are still a run first team. Okay, whether it be with Debo Samuel, whether it be with Jeff Wilson Jr., TDP, or Jordan Mason. Okay, or even Trey Lance. Trey Lance is going to get a lot of carries this game too. I do feel like they're gonna share the ball with all five of those guys. With Jeff Wilson Jr. carrying the workload there, but honestly, their rush defense did not look so great against the Broncos. The Seattle's defense didn't look that great. So I think we can take advantage of that and get the ball down the field. And also, a huge key player that we're missing week one has a huge opportunity to come back, which I do believe he will play this game, which is George Kittle. Huge, huge, huge. Croft did a pretty good job with the Niners, but he's not George Kittle. George Kittle is a special breed, and he is a huge game changer, which I do believe he will be playing and will change the whole game. I do feel like they'll also get Brandon Ayuk a little more involved in the offense. I know last week it was a lot of Jawan Jennings, Debo Samuel, but like I said, it's going to be a whole different playing field. It probably will be raining, but not as heavily in the Chicago game. So a lot to look forward to, a lot to be excited about. Okay, guys, we will win this game. We win our first game of the season against the Seattle Seahawks. Let's put in our mind right now. We're faithful here, and we're faithful then, faithful now. Let's get excited. I do want to mention some other injuries, like for the San Francisco 49ers, people who did not participate. George Kittle did not participate today, but I do fully believe that he will play this upcoming Sunday. Also, another huge injury is Daniel Brunskill, our center. He did not participate today, and it does not look like he will be playing this Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. Brendel, the guy who's playing center, I wasn't too impressed on. Honestly, he didn't look that great, and I'm pretty worried about that. But yeah, hopefully that could change because I don't believe Brunskill will play. Another person who did not participate in practice day was Trent Williams. It was a full rest day, so he will play this Sunday. He's healthy, guaranteed. So don't worry too much about that. And limited in participation was Dre Greenlaw. Now he is a huge key factor because how aggressive he is. And yeah, he did have a couple of penalties that kind of killed, especially that face mask. It was all Mickey Mouse calls in Chicago, but the way he plays, we're going to need that against Seattle because these guys are coming guns blazing. Now Seattle's dealing with some injuries as well. For instance, one of the biggest names, Jamal Adams, he is out for the season. He's out. Okay, and I'm not going to sit here and say that's a good thing because we never wish injuries upon anyone. Okay, so horrible news for the Seattle Seahawks. Horrible news for him and his career. But you know what? He got paid pretty good money, so good for him. But yeah, we don't wish injury upon anyone. Doesn't matter what team they are on. Also, Quandre Diggs, he did not participate in the practice today. He is a safety for the Seattle Seahawks, which I think is a pretty big position, which we can expose during the game if Trey Lance is able to get his groove going and get the ball slinging down the field. Another position that I do want to bring up, he didn't play this past Monday against the Broncos. I'm going to talk about long snapper Tyler Ott. Yeah, long snapper Tyler Ott. He is more than likely going to have surgery. And taking his place, the Seahawks just signed him Wednesday, was Carson Tinker. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because long snapper, don't look past it. It's an important position. Just look at week one, the Cincinnati Bengals and Steelers game. Their long snapper got injured. You had one slow long snap, and that that field goal was blocked, causing them the win of the costing them the game. So long snappers are important. They will be missing their starter. They bring someone up. I don't know how it looks, but we'll see what happens. But don't overlook that injury. Like I said, there's a lot to look forward to. Injuries from both sides. Hopefully, George Kittle. Like I said, I do fully believe George Kittle will play this game. My prediction for this game. Not too sure if I said it already, but I do believe the Niners will win it 24-17. I think the odds have gone down to 8.5 points, but they're two rivals, man. They're going to dog it out. It's going to be a tough game from start to finish, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it too. Don't give up on the season. Don't give up on Trey Lance. Okay, don't do that. That was a rough way to start. Don't dog at him. I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy, but you know what? He is still very young and he's still learning. This is his first year as a starting quarterback. Cut him some slack. He is the future of the 49ers. So ride with him. Be faithful. That's all I gotta say. Be faithful. All right, guys. I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited too. Leave down in the comments what you think what's going to happen during the game. I want to see y'all's predictions. But until next time, keep on grinding, faithful.